top story tonight. Former Belton High student Caysen Allison was sentenced today to the maximum 10 years in prison for the fatal stabbing of fellow student Joe Ramirez.
This comes after a jury found Allison guilty of criminally negligent homicide, and a judge added a deadly weapon enhancement to his potential sentence. 6 News reporter Sydney Walker was in the courtroom for today's sentencing and has the latest.
Nearly 3 years after Joe Ramirez died, the man who stabbed him will spend a decade behind bars. Judge Wade Faulkner sentenced Allison to 10 years in confinement in the institutional division. This comes after 9 witnesses testified, including the mothers of both Ramirez and Allison, school employees who responded to the stabbing, and Allison's therapist. 3 Belton ISD staff members described lasting trauma from that day: sleepless nights, anxiety, and PTSD. One teacher said the incident forced her into medical retirement. Joe's family tearfully shared how his loss has changed their lives and say they haven't received true justice. The defense presented Allison's parents and counselor, who testified about his growth and remorse over 3 years of therapy, revealing that Allison is now a father. Defense attorney Boyd warned that prison would be a, quote, death sentence for his client, and asked for just 2 years. But prosecutors successfully argue for the maximum, calling Ramirez's death, quote, entirely avoidable. When Faulkner announced the 10-year sentence, Ramirez's family erupted in applause and cheers. The judge quickly restored order while Allison's family sat in stunned silence. Following the sentencing, Ramirez's mother took the stand, looked Allison in the eye, and said, quote, "You get this measly 10-year sentence while I'm serving a life sentence without my son." The DA's office said, quote, "They hope today's verdict can allow Joe's family and our community to move forward." Allison was immediately taken into custody and booked into the Bell County Jail, where he began his sentence today.
All right, so y'all know on this channel we go over health, wealth, and a better understanding. So I've been following this Karmelo Anthony case and Caysen Allison. So it is final. Caysen Allison gets 10 years. And originally, he was only supposed to get between the maximum he can get was 2 years. But I think with push from the prosecutors and the family, they upped that to 10 years. They just made it to where he can get a maximum of 10 years. And they pushed the max on. So it seems like the family of the victim had to push to be able to get this maximum 10-year sentence. So it seems. But we'll see how this compares. I think this was way more gruesome and a lot more stabbings. I think it was several stabbings that Caysen Allison stabbed. Then we're looking at with Karmelo Anthony, where it was just one. It was an altercation. So this was a planned meet-up fight. So it's like, I think this one was a lot more wild than Karmelo's, in my opinion, because it was just a planned fight and he stabbed multiple times. Somebody that's scared, and run. I just feel like Karmelo has a better self-defense case than what this guy has. And this was a negligence, and he was really facing maximum 2 years. And with pressure from the prosecution and the family, he got 10 years. But I want to know what y'all think about this. And then Karmelo Anthony, the video. I did a video about how they're not releasing the full video. I mean, I'm not going to say they're not releasing it, but the way they're going about releasing this video is just suspect to me, in my opinion. They're not just releasing it how they released other videos of other people that did anything in America. It's just, so I feel like it could be some foul play that got to do with that. This media, we got to break through the media. We can't think that the media, these media companies that's owned and ran by who knows who, but that they're going to be biased to whatever money ties they can tie into. And we got to be able to, that's why I go over this stuff and really try to give people a common sense, because a lot of people just believe what the news says, and you don't question it. Anything is just, that's why on this channel I try to just bring up the questions and making sure it's answering all the questions that I got coming. So with me, it's just we're gonna see what Karmelo Anthony, how his case is. If it looks like two people in the camera, that two people, approach him, he could be looking at, getting off. If the camera shows, and at this point, this is why he should have just released it, because if the camera doesn't show that, it's gonna be a harder time for him to show. But if it's on video and two people are rushing, and I think they would have put it out if it was otherwise. So that's all I got for this. Caysen Allison gets 10 years. That's still light for a body. That's still light for taking somebody out on a charge like that. That's very, very light. These people get more time for selling drugs than taking out a life. So I want to know what y'all think about this. I am gonna go live on Wednesday night. I'm put something together. Shout out to Dave. Shout out to everybody who subscribe to the channel, man. They've been checking me out, man. Rocking with me. I appreciate you. Gonna have to do something for y'all. Trying to figure out what that is, but definitely gonna have something. So y'all be safe. Catch you on the next video. Peace and love.
You are totally dependent on other people to take care of your needs because you don't have those roots sunk into the ground. To have a community, you must have three things to have a community in it. You must have a wholly independent economic structure that can provide goods, service, products, and things for your own people, and jobs and tax bases for your own people. You should at least control 4 basic things. You should be trying to control water, food, medicine, and energy to be able to survive.
Here we got Mr. Pollock. He had a cornfield. He took advantage of a free water test from us, and this is what we found in this water. We found sulfur, we found hardness, and we solved these problems with an easy fix of 2 tanks. So get your free water test today. Stay blessed. Click the link below.